Hey guys, Pyrostasis here, and this right here is part 4 of Sequence 1 in Assassin's Creed Revelations. The startup screen right there showed you what you have to accomplish in this mission for 100% sync. And it's pretty easy. All you have to basically do is assassinate 5 different guards. Oh, he's trying to hold onto the sword and failing miserably. I'm so sorry, sir. Didn't mean to bury my sword hilt deep inside of you. That's what she said. Anyways, all you got to do here is basically get to haystacks, lure guards over to them, and assassinate. And it doesn't sound too complicated, and in all honesty, it's not. It's just time consuming. Now, since I am a total loot whore, for any of you guys who have watched me in Skyrim, I of course had to come back and loot these guys. I highly recommend you do that. These guys have a tendency to drop the the medicine that you need. If you'll notice in the upper left-hand corner, I've only got 1 bar. Since I only have 1 bar, and that's because of the wreck that just happened, since I've only got 1 bar, my mobility is limited. You'll notice I'm kind of running rather slow. You can't go, all Batman crazy on your climbs, etc., etc. So it just kind of tones you down a bit. Once you get some potions, some medicine, you can drink it and heal yourself. I probably should have killed that guard there, but you can bypass him if you want. He's pretty much blind. Didn't see me come walking down all nonchalantly down the path. He's the bestest guard ever. Make sure not to put him in charge of my bank. Once you get up here, you ride a little wheel, and you get another guard who just is completely blind, having a chill there, just looking the completely wrong way if you're defending a town. And so I put him out of his misery and give him a nice Edward Norton skull stomp. Wasn't no curb there, so it can't be a curb stomp though. Sorry guys. And then from here, you just basically have to find yourself a nice haystack and get to killing. Now the first haystack is going to be right on the other side of this carriage here. It's pretty much, you can pretty much get all 5 of your kills off this stack, but you have to be a little patient with it. What I did right there was the eagle sense that shows you where your objective is. Now there's the haystack. You basically walk into the haystack and your guy will do a dive. Now this is the first guard. He's going to pat away and then he'll pat back. Now once he patrols back over here, you wait till he gets close. You get an icon. If you notice in the upper right hand corner, you've got the little button layout there. That layout obviously is your controller layout, and it will tell you when you can do certain things. So you need to wait till he gets close, and once he gets close enough, you hit square, and you'll do an assassination. Now, since he's kind of blind and isn't seeing me here, you kind of got to get his attention. And you notice the little yellow's filling up. Well, I rolled in. Now it's full blown. So he's going to come up and start poking it, and then I assassinate him and drop him in. I screw up here around this corner. There's going to be 2 more guards. Now you'll notice I've got his attention. Well, unfortunately, I've got both of their attention. Well, I will here in just a second. You only want 1 at a time, because if you get them both, this is what happens. I dive in. First one comes over, starts poking. I assassinate him. And then my guy jumps out like, "What's up, dude?" and just knifes that guy. Well, if you jump out, you don't get credit. And here I am trying to check and see if it actually lists how many I've killed. It doesn't. You kind of have to guess. But at this point, I've got 2 kills, and I screwed up the 3rd. So if you don't screw that up, you can get 3 there. You kill these 2 guys over here. That'll be 5, and then you're done. Since this is pretty much my first time running this mission, I kind of screwed it up. So I get to lure from down the block. But here, you just want to make them notice you. I didn't let the bar fill all the way up to red. I didn't find that was needed. They'll probably chase you a little bit further that way and a little bit faster, but the key is not to let them get out of line of sight. If you break line of sight, it's just like most other games like Morrowind and such. If you break line of sight, they lose you and then they look around for a second. If they can't find you, then they'll go back to their patrol spot, and then you have to do it all over again, and it is annoying. I do that here in a minute, and it ends rather badly because I have to start all over from scratch. And you basically just keep doing this until you get the desired number of kills, and then you can proceed on and to the next part. There is no reason not to kill all the guards here. There's no quest objectives not to, etc., etc. And then over here in a minute, there's actually quite a few people guarding the general himself. So you're going to want to basically clear out pretty much all of the guards in the area, especially the guys on the rooftops. Because if you don't, while you're trying to climb up, they'll shoot you. And here I'm just trying to figure out if there was another hay bale closer, and it turns out there was, but I didn't know where it was. Now I'm trying to pull this guy back, and I walk into a wall like a genius. But right here, I break line of sight, and notice he stops moving, and then I have to come back over, get his attention again, and I break line of sight again, and he decides he can't find me, and before I can get back, he turns and walks away. So you got to be very careful with breaking the line of sight, because as you can see with this dude, it gets very, very annoying, especially when you've got to go 30 or 40 yards back to get his attention. Right here I'm just trying to pull one of them so I don't end up doing the same thing I did earlier and get both of them. Although since this is my last one, I guess it probably wouldn't matter. Now with this guy here, because of the location that I'm at, apparently that little fence there, I'm just far enough away that he can't quite switch from just, is that something interesting over there, to maybe I should go check that out mode. So I'm going to try and get a little bit closer without triggering that other guy, and bam, there it goes. Now, I don't understand why they don't tell each other, hey dude, I just saw something over there, why don't we go check it out? It's like a really bad B-grade horror movie. It's like, I'm going to go into the dark basement by myself. You guys chill here and I'll be back, I promise. And he sees me go in. Of course, he doesn't see the 4 other dead bodies over here, and dump him in, boom, you get the completion. Once the completion is done, you will get a pop-up on your screen. So you need to make sure that you keep killing guys until you get the screen pop up if you're wanting 100% sync. If you don't care about sync, well then screw it, just go through and kill them all. And I was trying to be all sneaky about that and find a way up the hill, or up the housing structure. Shit, can't talk today. And I just decided, screw it, let's just go murder them all. Now, remember, you're still weak, and you can still get, because you only have 1 bar of health, you're very easy to kill. So you want to make sure that you're careful with taking these guys out. You can, now I'll showcase this here in just a second. That's a guard right there. There's a cluster of people right in front. I push in, you get the little flash, he goes blind, can't seize you, and then you can walk out, you get another flash, now you're visible, but he's facing the other direction. So you can use these crowds of people to basically hide. There's another guard, another crowd of people, boom, get the flash, walk out the other side, rinse and repeat to get where you want. Now you can kill all these people. You do need to be careful, because if you kill them in front of civilians, they kind of have a tendency to freak out, and they can alert other guards. So if they alert the guards, then you can have a really nasty fight on your hands, and since you are hurt, it may turn a real easy level into something that kind of sucks, and end up having to reload 3 or 4 times. And you just progress forward. This guy, there's no real place to hide. I'm just gonna have to end his life rather publicly. Thankfully, everybody freaked out, but they didn't necessarily call the bad guys on me for whatever reason. And then you just walk up this path, the gate will drop, and then this is the final area where you fight the I can't really call it a boss, because in my opinion a boss is there to be a challenge and supposed to put up a fight, and this guy dies like a little bitch. So, I guess he's just a quest objective. The key thing here that's going to mess you up is the rifleists sitting on the houses. You have to clear all the rifleists first. If you don't, they will ruin your afternoon, because you do have to climb up something fairly exposed. Now this fight right here, if you haven't found a health potion yet, medicine yet, then if you can't block, you're going to get killed. So make sure you don't screw up these blocks too much. Oh, I love sticking that in his head. Oh, bad day for you, buddy. Anyways, make sure you don't screw up the blocks, because you don't have a whole lot of health, and you can die, and then you have to do it all over again, and nobody wants to do that. I do believe the gate counts as a checkpoint though, so if you have to go back further, it's not really that big a deal. And you see right here, I loot some medicine off that guy and a bunch of other junk. Once you loot the medicine, it walks you through. You just basically hold R2 to select. It's on the far left over there. You select it, he pops it, and you'll notice I now have full bars. So instead of walking around like a cripple, I'll be able to move around at full speed, and I have been restored to my full badass Batman self. So I'll be able to climb walls. You know, again, before that you're not really able to climb walls very well, if at all. And now you guys get to see how absolutely terrible I am when I don't have the little white ghost to follow. But pretty much from here, you want to set up on all of the different rifleists. Most of them are fairly easy to take out. I still suck at the game, so I wasn't able to take them all out covertly. And I was trying to do a drop assassination there, but it doesn't work. And apparently, I'm not the only Batman guy in the game. He apparently went to Batman school as well, got his utility belt, and was able to climb that wall. Now these guys are the rifleists. You have to be careful because they do take a long time to set up, but if they get shots off on you, they can do a lot of damage. And you'll notice I've already taken some pretty nasty damage from them. So you want to be careful with those guys because they're not to be messed with lightly. Now there does seem to be some patrols up here. If you'll rewind it just a bit, you'll see I looked over to the right, and oh, I guess I'm looking again. Right over there to the right far side of the screen, there aren't any riflers or rifleers or cannoneers, whatever the hell you want to call them. Musketeers. There we go, that's the word I was looking for. Musketeers. Not any musketeers over there. Well, once you aggro the guys, some musketeers do end up showing up over there. Now that guy drops down, and I'm getting worked over here like it's my first day in prison. He will sit in the back and shoot you, so make sure you get these fatalities chained up relatively quickly, otherwise he's going to sit in the back and plink you to death. I'm absolutely terrible still at the game, so I could not for whatever reason figure out how to just kill his ass. And as you can tell, I've pretty much pulled the entire game to come over here and fight with me, but thankfully, since I am a black belt Batman, I don't have any problems taking these guys out. And then I'm just going to get, I mean, notice he took me from full bars down to 1 bar. So definitely watch out for these guys. Now this hay bale does not work. It just keeps spitting you out. I jump in, spits me out. Jump in, spits me out. So I don't know if that's because this guy's a musketeer. Ooh. Now, if I get shot again, I'm dead. I probably should have been dead when he shot me the first time, but I got lucky. So I'm going to go ahead and evade, and that cannoneer, or that musketeer is still chasing me around. Thankfully he missed that time. And if you just hold R2 again, you can take medicine and you're full health again and back to badassness. So just watch out, and he's still shooting at me. They don't really lose track of you all that much, so I get a nice little assassination here. It takes forever to fall over dead. And this is the bastard who apparently makes my hay bales not work. I try to jump down here so I get the assassination, and it works this time. That doesn't always work for whatever reason. I'm not sure why it works sometimes and doesn't others. Look at this guy. He's all badass and shit, jumps up on there, comes running across, goes through all of that work. Oh, even gets a hit off on me. Well, actually 2 hits off on me. Then I do a badass dodge, kill him, and throw him off the building. And you know, he went through all that work. I kind of felt bad throwing him off the building after that. And over here is a nice little place. If you do get aggro and you can get up here, you can do the infamous Assassin's Creed. Of course, I completely fail at it. You have to actually jump off, not drop down. Come on. There you go. Splat. And that'll break aggro if you have aggro. Now right over here, I thought everything was cleared, but that rifleer that wasn't there earlier, the one I pointed out, I keep saying rifleer, musketeer, Jesus. The musketeers are now up on that building, so I don't know where they come from. I guess the musket class let out finally while I was killing all the other guards, and they decided to show up. So you'll want to definitely get up there and take them out, which seemed to be quite a challenge for my poor little self. I was trying to just slide over there, and for whatever reason, my tune was like, well, let's just jump straight into the wall and do absolutely nothing useful. But I finally get it figured out here in a minute. Come on, you can do it. There we go. Need a windowsill. Now I'm up. Unfortunately, now I am across from these guys. And since they are musketeers, I do have a kind of a healthy respect for them now, since they almost killed me earlier. But I'm going to do a jump across. And he's taking shots at me. Now, notice this reload time. This poor dude's just sitting here all chill, trying to get that thing reloaded. Never going to happen in a million years. And he's going to shoot at me too. I was hoping to be able to get an assassination, but you don't always get what you want. And now he's taken out. You can do another dive. And now you've got to climb this building over here. Now this building annoys me because this is one of those moments where the little white ghost wasn't there to tell Pyrostasis how to get up the wall, and sadly Pyrostasis took like 3 minutes to figure it out. On the far left over here is a little notch. It's kind of hard to see. You can probably see it if you pause the video a few times. I find it here in just a second. I was trying to make sure there wasn't another way to get up, and I can see that piece of wood about halfway up, so I knew it involved something up here. So I come back over, and if you'll notice that little notch about halfway up the wall, you basically have to slide over to the left and then jump up. Now, you need to be careful not to do the quick climbing, because quick climbing screws up the mechanics. It's probably obvious to anybody who's spent any amount of time on this game, but you know, for me, it wasn't obvious at first. So just hop over, hop up, and you don't have to do the power jump. I think it's quick climbing in the tutorial, so just tab over, come on, tab over, and then up, and it's pretty easy from there. And then once you get inside, you got to climb up another little area and do another little rope test. He throws off one of his own guards, which, I mean, I don't know why these guys are fighting so hard to protect this dude when he obviously doesn't give a shit about them, but who knows. Here goes. Poor guy. Yeah, ended badly for you. Makes my climb upstairs a little bit easier, though. Anyways, you hit this rope, and like I said, this is not really, in my opinion, a boss fight, because he basically just stands there and takes it. So, hope you found this walkthrough helpful. It will get you 100% synth. If you did, please click that like button, subscribe so you don't miss out on any of my other videos, tips, tricks, and guides, and I'll catch you guys in another clip.
Journal. This will do you no good. Not now. We have found one of the Masyaf keys already, and are closing in on the rest.
What is in that library is not for you, not for the Templars.
You can have Altair's books, Ezio. We only want guidance. We only want directions. To the location of the Grand Temple.
Grand Temple? Tell me more, now. Requiescat in pace, bastardo.
This ambush
is a remarkable